So again, hello and welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming today. This webinar, we will be discussing the topic of employee happiness and appreciation. We thought this was relevant with Employee Appreciation Day coming up on March 1st. We wanted to give you some information and inspiration surrounding this topic. Before we get started, I know you just heard a little bit about our pets, but we'd like to introduce ourselves as well. And we do have an icebreaker question for all of us panelists here today. That question is, what is your favorite springtime activity? Here in the US, I'm in the East Coast, so winter is crawling to an end, spring is starting to peak out. So let me start off by saying, hi, I'm Amy. I'm the lead customer support specialist here at Kudoboard. So I help with any day-to-day questions. So whether that's how-tos, technical issues, payment inquiries, anything like that, send an email to help@kudoboard.com, and that will go to one of our representatives. And if you're lucky, you'll get me. My favorite springtime activity, I mentioned my dog, Oakley. He loves to go off leash on trails. So I think as the weather warms up, we'll definitely be getting out to do that. Also a photographer just as a hobby. And when it gets warmer, I really like to get outside and start taking pictures of nature again. And of course, of Oakley out in that nature. With that, I'll pass it off to you, Ty, if you want to give a little intro.
Thanks. Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, maybe good evening, depending on where you're at. I am Ty Davidson. I'm a content and research analyst here on the marketing team at Kudoboard. I primarily spend my time writing blogs, managing our educational material, as well as working with our larger content team. My favorite springtime activity is going to have to be gardening. Right now, having a pretty good time planning out my garden beds, deciding what vegetables and what flowers we're putting in this year. So looking forward to it. And over to you, Julio.
Thanks, Ty. Hey everyone, I'm Julio Gonzalez. I'm a customer success manager here at Kudoboard. My role is to make sure that our business and enterprise customers are getting the most out of our product. So yeah, if you ever have any questions about it and you want to meet face-to-face, one-on-one, chat about our plans, feel free to schedule some time with me. I'm adding a demo link on our chat here. With regard to springtime activity, my favorite springtime activity is biking. And I specifically love mountain biking. I live in Minneapolis. If there's anyone here from the Twin Cities or from the state of Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes, let me know in the chat. And I love biking. There's a park about 10 minutes away from my house called Theodore Wirth, and I bike there frequently in the spring and summer.
Love it. Thank you both. Alrighty. So before we dive right in, just a couple of quick housekeeping things. I know, again, somebody asked us in the chat, this will be recorded. It is being recorded. So it will be put into our resources tab on our website. So if you go to kudoboard.com here, right up at the top under resources, you'll see guides, webinars, and more. So if you can't stick around for any reason, don't worry. We'll be putting it there on the website for you. And just as an overview, this resources tab is great. We also have an inspiration calendar, Kudoboard of the month, blog that Ty keeps up for us. Thank you, Ty. Also an ambassador program, if that interests you. You can take a look at that here. And just some general support links as well. Interested in that business and enterprise plan, you can get a demo right here. And second, if you do stay to the end, which we encourage you to do, if you are present in the webinar at the end, I'm going to randomly pick 3 of you to win a $50 gift card. That gift card will be attached to your own Kudoboard that I'll send to you via email. And through our gifting partners at Tremendous, you can go ahead and choose a gift card of your choice. The options will be different depending on your location, but Tremendous has a pretty extensive catalog. So good luck for those of you who stick with us till the end. And today's agenda, we just finished up our introductions. Ty will kick us off with the employee happiness trends in the US report that we collected here at Kudoboard. And then Julio will give us some real life examples of ways that you can celebrate employee appreciation and encourage peer-to-peer recognition in the workplace. We'll leave some time at the end for Q&A, of course, and then the long-awaited raffle. Stick here till the end. I'm telling you, if you want to win that $50 gift card. So yes, with that, oh, and one last thing, I encourage you, again, use that QA chat to ask questions throughout the webinar. I'll be in there answering as many as I can. Anything we don't get to, we'll try to get to at the end with the QA. And with that, I'll kick it off to you, Ty, if you want to share your screen.
All right. So state of appreciation. So again, I'm Ty Davidson. I'm the content and research analyst here at Kudoboard. I manage our resources and our marketing materials on the education and blog side of the brand. So one of our primary focuses as a content team is providing our users with actionable, relevant data on the industry. So to do that, we're keeping our finger on the pulse of appreciation by staying close to current trends and research. We're improving our data by working alongside with people who use Kudo boards on a daily basis, creating case studies and customer stories about them. We're also using our blog as a source for content, not just for the people signing boards, but also for the people that are creating them. So that being said, the first part of today's webinar is to discuss employee appreciation in 2024, as well as trends and tips based on our real data gathered over the last year. Now, this is perfect timing since National Employee Appreciation Day is coming up next Friday, March 1st. Hopefully no one in an employee recognition and engagement role is entering panic mode right now. There's still plenty of time before next Friday to create your boards, plan your events, and create your event boards with them. Check out some of our educational content on the blog, or upgrade your Kudo board package to support your appreciation efforts if you need to. So this is also the perfect time for us to unveil our new report to the larger community. So we wanted to gain a more holistic understanding of employee appreciation, right? So in the middle and end of 2023, we took a step back and we looked at the industry as a whole. We were asking questions like, how are people feeling during 2023? How was company culture? What were employees valuing? What did they feel like they were missing? How were admins doing in 2023? What were their priorities? Now I'm curious, and feel free to drop in the QA how you felt during 2023, this past year. So any emotions. We'll keep it first name only for sure. For me, it was kind of a blur. 2023 was a roller coaster, lots of highs, few memorable lows. Julio, how was 2023 for you?
Overall, I had a great 2023. Lots of great memories. Got to see one of my best friends get married and be part of that wedding. And for me, one of my struggles was I'm one of the colleagues on Kudoboard that works remotely, but I was able to see Ty in person, Amy in person at our annual get together. So that was really fantastic.
Love it. Amy, anything interesting in the QA call out?
Let's see. I would say, again, some people just mentioning that they got to see some of their coworkers in person for remote work, which is great. Maybe a couple of puppies purchased in 2023. Love that. Love the animals here.
Cool. Love it. Let's see. Moving on. So although we initially started asking these sort of questions that I just mentioned, right? To create like a simple pamphlet, couple pages, it's never that easy. The result was this 28-page document entitled the 2024 Employee Happiness Trends in the US Report. This document, which some of you may have already accessed, it was linked on our first email. It's also available on the homepage on our site, as well as our blog. Looks back at 2023 and predicts what's to come in terms of trends in 2024, combining our own proprietary research that we conducted with some data with some other industry-leading third-party sources like SHRM, Forbes, Gallup, and the Integrated Benefits Institute. So we collected our research data from a survey of almost 600 Kudo board users at Fortune 500 organizations, some of which might be in this webinar. I mean, shout out if you contributed to our research as well. Thank you. So we collected responses about their sentiments in 2023, about our product, and their general feelings on appreciation and gratitude. The data that we got back was incredibly interesting, to say the least. Showed us that 2023 was, in a nutshell, a really interesting time for employees in the US as a whole, but it also pointed out that there were some clear paths for improvement. Spoiler alert, it has to do with appreciation and gratitude. And with Employee Appreciation Day coming up, staying informed on appreciation trends is very important. So before we jump into the real life examples, let's talk some actionable numbers from the report. I won't go through the whole thing. It's available on our blog as well, but let's dive into it. So employee happiness in 2023 saw a pretty steep decline across the US. According to Bamboo HR, who has their own sort of proprietary metric, employee happiness levels dropped 9% across all industries over the course of 2023. Believe it or not, that's a rate 10 times faster than the previous 3 years. Now, it's important to call out this stat isn't Kudoboard customers. This is workers, all US workers across all industries. So construction, healthcare, tech, and more. Why is that? There are countless factors. The landscape of work is still in flux. Nothing's returned back to the way that it used to be. Distance work is here to stay. Hybrid badge swapping culture has come with some of the return to office, layoffs, left valuable roles unfilled. And ultimately, they all cause disconnects from the office, either due to a lack of satisfaction, breakdowns in communication, a lack of adequate support and recognition, and more. I mean, if you can think of any other reasons, anybody attending here, feel free to drop them in the QA. Always curious to hear more. Unsurprisingly, there's also rampant stress and fatigue throughout the US workforce, both as a result of this unhappiness as well as causing some of the disconnects that decrease satisfaction. 57% of American workers stated that they were currently experiencing at least moderate levels of burnout. Now, that's up from 52% in previous years. I mean, that's a massive number, over half. And when employees are fatigued and burnt out, that translates into more than just personal unhappiness. It also takes a material toll on their professional lives. When asked about how they felt when they were faced with work-related stress, they cited symptoms of emotional exhaustion, a lack of motivation, as well as a desire to keep to themselves. I don't know about y'all, but I've been in this situation before personally, and that desire to just get through this becomes your primary focus. So while their feelings of anxiety and stress are important, though, this often translates to lower productivity and increasing separation from company culture and values. When they're faced with stress at work, employees tend to disengage from their teams, from their work, and from the larger org, effectively quiet quitting. And some also quit for real. When they're disengaged from company culture, they also tend to look elsewhere for jobs, which increases turnover and regrettable attrition rates. And once these vacancies come out, they cost orgs money, as the cost of replacing an individual employee can range from 3 to 4 times their salary, depending on their role. In addition to work-related stress, distance work has also placed some added pressures on current employees. I mean, this may sound like a common theme, but working from home, while great, kind of limits your ability to connect with your peers and to celebrate events and to recognize hard work. This causes workers to feel that disconnect, which causes the cycle of stress and unhappiness that eventually leads to burnout and exhaustion. And remote work can limit those opportunities for genuine connection, which creates more opportunities for them to disengage from their culture. When we asked our surveyed group about their challenges working remotely, they frequently cited their sense of belonging, lack of communication, as well as general burning out. Now, the secret, we believe, and our report respondents believe, lies in the power of appreciation to build the bonds and cultures for employees who are working remote, who are working hybrid, as well as in person. Appreciation and gratitude is a simple thing that's often lost in the day-to-day hustle and bustle of competing story points, setting meetings, and hitting OKRs. It's often kind of on to the next thing instead of thanks for doing such a good job on what we were working on right now. While seemingly small to us, it has a really big impact on an overall company. According to our research, 91% of employees believe that most companies undervalue the effects of employee gratitude. 97% think that receiving recognition is more impactful than many organizations believe. And 98% agree that they would work harder and be happier if they felt more appreciated at work. So sure, that seems easy, right? You just give everybody a pat on the back, set up more one-on-ones, and you're good to go. Those are connections, but they're not always necessarily authentic feeling connections. So what do employees really want? They want real, genuine appreciation. They want appreciation and recognition to be impactful, personal, timely, and consistent. And that can be either from both their peers as well as leadership, whether they're like celebrating a holiday, like Employee Appreciation Day, celebrating a project milestone, or giving shout outs just because. It should feel like a main focus, not like an afterthought or like a copy-pasted solution. According to my personal favorite surveyed response there in the top left, appreciation should be felt, not just received. This authentic appreciation also brings out that sense of belonging that creates camaraderie and stronger collaboration. To quote another really good respondent here, meaningful appreciation makes the work I do feel worthwhile. It encourages teamwork and makes people feel seen. Now, as many of you know here on the webinar, as well as Julio and Amy, we're all in on employee appreciation and employee recognition. Our platform's an outlet that creates these genuine moments of appreciation as employees celebrate and recognize and engage with our teams. Once they have, Kudo boards to interact with, this plants the seeds for those like grassroots cultures of appreciation to grow internally as everyone starts to make appreciation and recognition their own. All you need to do is provide the administration, the guidance, as well as those tools and features that they need to really increase visibility and celebrate one another. And this scratches just the surface of what's within our report. To get the full scoop, as well as our 2024 predictions, read our report, check it out. It's available online on our website, as well as on our initial webinar email. Also drop a direct link in the QA chat. So the real question is, though, how do you keep appreciation authentic and human? I'll take a breather and I'll pass it off to Julio here to run through some of our real life examples of appreciation in action with Kudoboard.
Awesome. Thank you, Ty. Yeah, hey y'all. So if you can see my screen here, we have a few boards here that we'd like to showcase that companies are using to create for different kinds of appreciation events throughout the year. So the first one I'll go over here is for Employee Appreciation Day, which is coming up in March. So, if you haven't gotten started on creating a board for that yet, I highly recommend giving it a try. But I want to go over some of the elements on here that help these boards be successful and really engage your teammates and community on the whole. So you'll see, for example, that on this specific board, this company has created specific media tied to this event. They've even added a very clear instructional post on here that just goes over, how to add to a board, just some simple procedures on there. And, all boards created on Elevate by Kudoboard are business and enterprise plans have a lot more features than our standard board. So for example, this company has enabled likes and comments on these boards, just had another level of engagement. When boards like this are created, I always recommend, some of the best practices is before inviting out the larger team, the larger company, just go ahead and add a few posts already on here, and people will follow the lead of what they see. So if you do want to see, GIFs of cats and not into some music, add a bunch of those. If you want to see videos, if you want to see photos, whatever kind of media you want to see, go ahead and add those. And people will follow the lead of what they see on the board. So just something to keep in mind. So I'll transition over here to this board. And this is really, this is a company anniversary board that just kind of shows, appreciation for the company, the culture, the history on the whole. So kind of something we chatted about in the last board. These folks have created a custom image on here that just gives, information about what this board is about, tells colleagues, hey, come back, check this out frequently to see what folks have added. And, I love this board. It's a very photo heavy, and you can see, the different styles of the 80s. And it's just wonderful to see like the history of an actual company, folks showing genuine appreciation. This board you'll see also has likes and comments enabled, so people can engage with their colleagues and, engage with these specific images. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. One other thing I'll mention on here is that for boards created on our plans, you can play a slideshow. And I know that this specific company enabled the QR code option on the slideshow and had this board playing throughout TVs around their building, and folks could scan this QR code and start adding content to the board that way. You can even print this QR code. So, if you just want to put it in your elevator, when people have time to add something, they can do it at their leisure. So just something to keep in mind. We'll shift over here to a quarterly shout out board. So yeah, lots of companies we've noticed are creating shout out boards that are kind of segmented by quarter, a month, or maybe even by project, so folks are giving thanks and shout outs to their colleagues that are helping them out on a regular basis. This board is wonderful. It also has a unique, instructional post that goes over how to use this board. It tells folks, hey, tagging's been enabled. Use the @ symbol to tag your colleagues. So you'll notice on here, tagging has been enabled. So Ben when he gets a shout out from Carissa, gets an email notification, or you can also enable Slack or MS Teams if you want to notify them through that medium to say, hey, you've been tagged in the post by Carissa, go check it out. And it kind of just brings this board, back to mind on a regular basis. This company also has enabled core values. So they have these hashtag symbols on here. We click on that, we'll see all of the posts that have this specific core value tied to them. There's just another way to keep folks engaged if you do want to, bring core values to top of mind for your organization. Really quickly, I just want to go into the settings panel on here. So our business and enterprise plan boards, there's lots of features you can enable. likes, comments. You can moderate a board, but you can also add additional board admins. So if you do create one of these event-focused boards that you're inviting the whole company to, you want to have, other colleagues help you, assist you in managing the board. You can add as many board admins as you want within your team to go ahead and assist you in managing this board as well. So just something to keep in mind. So we're going to jump into this board on here. So this is a Doctor's Day board created by Redeemer Health. And the great thing about this board is that and all business and enterprise plan boards, is that there is embeddable iframe code for the boards in case you do want to embed them on your intranet or website. You'll see Redeemer Health here embedded on their website. And you can get a preview of the board itself. Click Go to Board, and then come to the board itself. Yeah, click Add to Board. You'll see this board is moderated as well. So folks, when they're adding to the board, get this panel that's showing that. And they've even added a custom field, which you can add to custom boards if you do want to collect extra data. So it's like, oh, which doctor within the team do you want to recognize? And it could be, you could have multiple questions. It could be anything and everything. So, hey, what office are you located in? What's your favorite TV show? Whatever the case is. Aside from these day focused ones, there's plenty of companies that use Kudoboard to celebrate different DEI events throughout the year. Is there anyone here that focuses on DEI or has an ERG within their company? Let us know in the chat. But we'll go ahead and show you this board created for International Women's Day coming up in March. March on the whole is International Women's History Month. So, maybe there's an opportunity here to create a board to honor the women in your life that have had impact on you. So just something to keep in mind if you do want to create some DEI events. Tons of ERGs and DEI committees create boards for all sorts of events, Latinx Heritage Month, Veterans Day, Pride, whatever the case is. There's anything and everything can be celebrated on Kudoboard. On a business and enterprise plan, you can create unlimited boards. So aside from celebrating, everyone's personal milestones, you can also celebrate company milestones and even holidays. So keep in mind. I'll show you all one last board here. This is for created for April for Pet Month. So it's kind of a fun board, and it allows everyone to show like, oh, they're furry family members on here. And since you mentioned, oh, like what are your pets? I pulled up a post on here from one of the boards we created showing our pets internally at Kudoboard. This is Mary and Digby. They're the best little cats around. So yeah, if you want to learn more, we're going to add this link to the chat. But we'd love to connect with you one-on-one to chat about your goals for your company and make sure that you all are showing appreciation and getting the best or the most you can out of our product. Yeah, thanks. Back to you.
To interrupt you really quickly, Julio, in the chat, I know Shelby said that they have used Kudoboard for Women's Day. They've been collecting posts all month, and they will share it next Thursday to kick off in March as well. And then Tiffany says that they used it for Global Diversity Month last October. So we love to hear it.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And yeah, I always encourage you all to create those boards and support your colleagues. It's really important. So yeah, thanks. Great to hear.
All right. And as a recap, the features that Julio introduced today during the webinar, they're available within our business and our enterprise plans. So as a part of a business plan, there's likes, tagging, and comments to improve engagement and the virality of the boards internally. You've got embeddable options to increase the visibility online or in person, custom options to get unique answers or a unique look to your board. There's multiple admin options to help streamline your operations internally. You've got unlimited boards, as well as Slack and Teams integrations that increase awareness internally. On the enterprise side, you've got bulk creation to save you time creating boards or cards with templates, automations that instantly create and send birthday or work anniversary boards, advanced analytics with engagement data and more, as well as the best part, a dedicated customer success manager. If you're lucky, you'll get to have Julio here as your dedicated customer success manager on your enterprise plan. So again, schedule a demo with us by using the link in the chat, book some time with our team. They can show you how one of these plans will work for your organization. All right, over to you, Amy.
Thanks, Ty. And I'll let you keep your screen up if you want to move over to the next slide there. All right, so just an overview again. I showed you this on our website, www.kudoboard.com. Towards the upper right of the page, you'll see that resources tab. So we have our extensive support center. We have articles, how-to videos, adding things there all the time. Help@kudoboard.com for any of your general how-to questions. Anything business plan related, you can send that to success@kudoboard.com and learn more about Elevate by Kudoboard by signing up for a demo. And then again, same thing, resources tab, we have the guides, webinars, and more, inspiration calendar, Kudo board of the month, and our brand ambassador program. I encourage you, if you want to take a moment to take a screenshot or a picture of this, we by no means expect you to memorize these links by heart. So give you a moment here. All right, Ty, would you like to move on to the next slide? Again, take a photo, screenshot of this, just reminding you of some upcoming occasions that you can celebrate with Kudo board. Friday, March 1st is National Employee Appreciation Day. We're going to drill that one into your head during this webinar. Month of March is Women's History Month. March 8th, International Women's Day. March 30th, National Doctors Day. That's a big one. And April 27th, don't forget about our admin professionals. Want to celebrate them as well. And in the QA, if you want to let us know, have you celebrated any of these before? Are there any coming up that you're super excited for? Is there one not on this list? Maybe we missed one. Let us know. All right. And so now we're going to take a moment. If you do have any questions about any of the content that we reviewed, feel free to put it in the chat and we'll answer some of those questions for you.
Again, make sure you're trying to drop them into QA and not the chat, please. Chat is disabled, but you should be able to drop them in QA.
Give everybody just a minute here. And someone said we mentioned automations. Julio, would you mind giving a little bit more background on that feature?
Yeah, absolutely. Automations, it's a new feature where available on our plans where you can upload employees' birthdays and workplace anniversaries in one go, and it creates those boards automatically 7 days before that person's occasion. And you can even assign it to their manager. So then, they'll get a notification, say, hey, a board's been created for John. Go ahead and start inviting your team. So this is, we're really excited and stoked about this specific feature because it'll ensure that no employee is kind of left behind for these occasions, which are, a great use case of Kudoboard, of course. I always love getting my birthday and work anniversary Kudoboard, so we want to make sure everyone gets those as well.
Thank you, Julio. Anna asked, do we still have the print to poster feature? Absolutely. People love our physical prints, so you can print it as a poster, also as a beautiful hardcover book through our partners at Blurb. We have a lot of people who really enjoy getting those books for their Kudo boards for retirements, big milestones like weddings and things like that, that you might celebrate as well. So yes to that. Let's see. Just a few we missed here. It looks like National Pet Day is April 11th. There was another one too. Appreciation Day. Oh, I'm sorry. Volunteer Appreciation Day is April 20th. There's another one if anybody wants to add that to their list. All right, let's grab a couple more questions here. Can Kudo board be used worldwide? Yes to that. Our platform accepts characters, non-Latin, non-English characters as well. So people actually don't even have to post in English if they don't want to. You can post in whatever language you want. So, we have people in France, Japan, really anywhere. We have people from all over the world using Kudo board. So don't be afraid to send it to your employees who are outside the US as well. Let's see. So is customization available only in business plan? So if you're looking for custom branding, the answer to that is yes. Obviously on our one-off boards, there is smaller levels of customization for those. But if you're looking for more of, custom backgrounds, custom branding, things like that, we do encourage you to go with the business plan. Let's see, what else? Julio, if you want to take this one, do we offer SSO?
Yeah, we do offer SSO. So if you are curious to learn more, go ahead and sign up for the demo. But it's a very easy lift to integrate that with your plan. So if you're using any SSO, we can enable that within the plan for you all.
Great. Nonprofit discount question. That's a popular question. For our business plans, we offer, correct me if I'm wrong, Julio, 20% off of the first year of your business plan. So if you do want to reach out to us and you're a nonprofit, just let us know. You can contact sales@kudoboard.com or success@kudoboard.com with that request. And fun question. I probably have a couple off the top of my head, but maybe you have some more, Julio. What are some unique use cases you've seen Kudoboard used for? I've come across a book list Kudoboard before, which as someone who loves to read, I really liked that. It was just employees sharing what their current reads are, what their favorite reads have been in the past, just kind of like a book recommendation list. Another one I saw is how do you get your steps in? So people just sharing pictures of, where they went for a walk for lunch or where they, maybe they just went to the mall and walked around the mall a few times to get their steps in. So that was fun too, encouraging employees to get outside and move around during your breaks and after work.
Yeah, one of the ones I saw last year was Earth Day, and folks created Earth Day boards and kind of just posted activities that they love, like around Earth. So things like hiking, sailing, kayaking, things like that. And that was a really fun way to see the activities that folks like outside of work.
Cool. All right. So I think we'll stop there. If we didn't get to your question, don't worry. Send your questions to help@kudoboard.com, business related success@kudoboard.com. Again, we definitely want to get your questions answered so we can answer those outside of the webinar as well. Okay, long awaited. I know for those of you who stuck with us, thank you so much. I'm going to pull up the participants list here now. And I'm going to randomly select 3. Try to be fair about this, and I apologize in advance if I mispronounce anybody's last name or first name. All right, so first winner is going to be, let's see, I'm just going to scroll and stop randomly. We got Anna Williams will be our first winner. And let's see. I need to make sure I have these here. So Anna Williams is our first. Let's go with Nikita Robinson will be our second. And our third and final winner here. Let's see. I'm gonna make you all wait in suspense. Let's do Zoe Bartholomew will be our third winner. So congratulations to all of our winners. I will create your own little personalized Kudo boards and attach those gift cards for you. So check your email after the webinar, probably within the next hour or so. I'll get those out to you. I hope you buy yourself something nice. So Ty, if you don't mind going to that last slide there, I'll just wrap everything up for us here. So thank you all again for coming to the webinar today. We appreciate you taking the time. We hope you learned something new. We hope we gave you inspiration to go forth and celebrate the events coming up, or be creative, celebrate whatever you want within your organization. We love those unique Kudo boards, like I mentioned, the book board and how you get your steps in, things like that. So yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And Ty, Julio, if you have anything left to say, feel free, but just want to thank you all again for coming.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you all for your time. We really appreciate being able to share, and looking forward to connecting in the future.
Absolutely. And I would like to give a plug for case studies and customer stories. We're always looking for brands to feature who have interesting Kudo board use cases. So feel free to reach out to me, ty@kudoboard.com, if you think you have an interesting use case for this month, for the future, in any industry.
All right. Thanks all again. Have a great day.
Bye, y'all.